This will go back once, and this has normally got a home thing on it, but I've wore it off. This takes you all the way home. And then to go through that again, you can go into your display in the mornings when it's dark here like this. Can't hardly tell, but I like to go down here. You'll see that light up yellow. Wherever it's yellow at is where your icon's at. Click it, you push this in, it'll turn green, and then you can turn the display down so it's not so bright in your face. Back out. You can go into head calibration, calibrate all your curve, how much your bump up is. So when you get to the end of the log and you hit the little bump button on the back of your joystick for it to auto bump up so far, you can change how far you want it to auto bump. And then this calibrates it. This saves your settings when you're done in there. You use these, none of it's touchscreen, but you use these icons, like what's beside it, to set it. Back out. You got display settings again, like I said. Then you've got auto mode, which will set all your auto up, auto down, your pattern, reference. Those are just reference numbers to where it'll auto bump back up to. You can change those at any point. Hydraulic settings. You can go into this and turn your hydraulic settings down. So if something's too fast, as far as your chain turner, log decks, you know, forward speed, backward speed, toe board speed, all that stuff, you can change all that. This is your oil temp, so I can literally tell what the temperature is outside by how warm it is on there. Battery. This icon tells you whether you're in head mode or bed mode. Your water speed, you know, whether you want your water to spray or not. And then up here tells you how fast it's going to spray. Debarker. I took mine off. It's laying over here. Laser. Go back into this. You've got hydraulic settings. Let's see. Then you've got joystick configuration. If you're left-handed, you can configure 4 different ways for, you know, your left hand to feed it forward and backward, the carriage, or you can use your right hand. I'm right-handed, so I use my right hand to feed it backwards and forwards. But you can change every bit of that. There's 4 different ones. I've got it on configuration 3, and that configuration 3, this drives the head backwards and forwards, and this runs it up and down. As in the mass. Left joystick would run the mass up and down. Right joystick would drive the head backwards and forwards. There's 4 different configurations on there. And then this is your auto setting for it if you're going to bump it up, like if you wanted it to bump up for a reason, or if you wanted it to bump down. This automatically goes down 1 1/8. You can switch it. You know, all these have different settings in them. There's 4 different ones, and then each one has 4 inside itself. What's up? What? Over here on the left or over here? I put a bunch of fluid in it. I guess I put too much in it, and so all it's doing is burping it back out because that's what it's got that vent on it for. I thought it might have been low, but I guess it didn't have that much in it. And then this is pattern. So you've got pattern here, which is once you square a cant up, and that kind of shows you what the icon is. That's showing your cant squared up. After you've got all the bark off of it, you push this to cut it all the way down. We normally cut 1 1/8 and all that all the way down consecutively. We leave the bottom one just a hair thicker in case something happens, like it's wavy or anything like that. They've still got room to plane it off. You can't really tell that much of a difference on that. And then you can go inside of this and go to your auto modes, and like, let's say pattern, I want to change that to cut whatever. You go over here, I'm on the bottom, this is where the bottom cuts. You click this, turns green, and you can turn it to whatever you want. Like if you want it to cut 6-inch cant or 4-inch cant or whatever, you can get it to do that. And then you just save it, and you've got a bunch of different ones inside there. So if you want to, automatically cut, like that one has got those numbers. This, let's say I want to cut a 3.5 all the way down. But there we go. You just switch them to make whatever you want.